This is an action I actually came up with myself called X that we would run against a 2-3 zone. This was like our main thing we would run if we needed a bucket. And you can run it multiple times in a game. There's a way to run it, multiple times, and there's actions to combat what they will do to adjust to it. But if you want something that will just get you a bucket when you need it the most, this is a good little action to go to. You're going to go with a point guard up top, wing guard, guard or forward on the wing. We want our best passing big man on the opposite block, and we want our finisher on the opposite corner of the way we're going. And so the point guard's going to go left here because we're set up on the right. And so he's left-handed, so that's why he's going left here, but you can flip it to the other side. Essentially, we're going to enter to the wing. On the entry to the wing, this point guard here is going to cut through to the corner ball side. This right here, ideally, is someone who can shoot it. He's going to come up to the top of the key, and that is going to occupy 1, 2, and 3 as he's cutting through. Really, the way I teach this actually is for the opposite guy who's going to flash here. I teach him to wait until this guy's almost all the way through to make sure this man is occupied. So really, he goes too early here, but it works anyway. So again, we're going to throw to this high post who's going to cut to this top of this elbow here. And really, he can find any spot in here that's open. Doesn't matter. But again, we're occupied. 1, 2, 3. This will occupy the middle defender. And so you're left with this guy on the backside. And again, his principles are not to cross the midline. And so the idea is we're going to make them either change the principles of their defense or we're going to get a layup. And so assuming this middleman comes out to take the high post, this guy right away is going to cut all the way back door to the opposite side, where now from the opposite to the ball side, and he's going to get a wide open layup. And it's just kind of overloading and taking advantage of like the principles of his own defense. Again, boom, boom, layup. We would get a bucket on this so often. I'll show it again here. This was my last team that I had who was horrible, and even they run it. I don't think they couldn't score on it. But so again, we go there, we clear out to the corner. This guy's making a mistake of staying way too low. He should be up here, at least in the left slot, if not the top of the key. But we flash this man to the top. We're going to enter it. And still, I mean, even right here, you catch the ball, and you have this man who, again, his responsibility might be to cover down here, but not to get all the way to this side. And again, you're going to get a little pass right in there for a wide open layup, or at least an advantage layup every single time. And we miss it. Once again, we run it here. And you can be patient out of it. So we're going to clear through. We're going to come up. We're going to look. Okay, this time he takes him away. Now, if you have guys who can shoot it, if this is how they defend it, I mean, just go ahead and throw it to the corner. But they defend it well. We don't get out of it. We stay in it. We're going to go back this way. He's going to flash again. We're going to hit him. And now this guy right here is isolated on the backside. He's going to come around, and he's going to get a wide open layup. Now, if you show one last thing real quick on this, let's say, for sake of argument, we're here. Let's say this man decides to go. Well, let's say, first off, this top man just stays back and sinks. Well, this guy's got to be able to turn around and either take a dribble at him and score or hit that little jump shots in the paint, which is still a decent look. So that's number one. Number two, if this guy comes up and this man right here decides to go with him, which is how a lot of teams would guard it after a while. That was the only way they could do it, because if you have this guy help, he just kicks it to the corner for a 3. If you have this guy help, you just kick it to the wing for a 3. So the only way people decided to guard it was they'd have this man on the zone go with him. And what you then do is, so obviously he's going to throw it there. This man is going to dive down the opposite lane line. If this man goes all the way across and they go with him, he would dive down the opposite lane line, and then you'd have a layup for the guard because the only one left is this top opposite guard whose job is not to go down to the paint. So again, there are wrinkles out of it, but I think you just look for that first option where it's just throw it to thy post, see if you can get a quick layup or two, run it once or twice in the game, boom, done.